Well, coming up on First at 5, an overwhelmed local sanctuary is caring for dogs that were living in poor conditions. We'll hear about the rescue that had to happen, but also the new problem the county is facing because of it.
And a national celebrity stops in our area to promote her new drink, why the visit is sparking some concerns about college students and their alcohol intake.
Time to put away those winter coats and bring out your sunglasses. High temperatures are expected to hit 80 degrees this weekend. All this and more, First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5, from the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Dozens of Marion County dogs living in poor and unsanitary conditions are now in the care of Marion County Animal Services. This is First at 5. I'm Jacob Sedesse.
And I'm Caitlyn Schiffer. Animal Services was just awarded custody of the 53 dogs from the No BS Sanctuary. County leaders from say Matthew Keel is the owner of what they call an overwhelmed sanctuary. It's a 2-bedroom home on Northwest 6th Street. Officials say that when they got inside the home, one dog was dead, and the others were found confined to their crates with feces stuck into their fur. Many of the dogs were thin and had considerable dental issues. Animal rescue officials say it was critically important they get custody of these animals.
Unfortunately, in my position, I don't get to see all the, happy, cuddly puppies and kittens all the time. Me and my team, we get dispatched to some of the worst cases that you can imagine, specifically involving animals. So it is really rewarding to be able to see these dogs start to get a turnaround. Again, we've only had them for a week, so they've shown, minimal signs of improvement, but they are on the uphill mend at this point.
The dogs are now receiving immediate and around-the-clock care. This organization is asking the community for help with adoptions and fosters, as they now have more than 400 animals in their care. Deputies in Alachua County are working to learn what led to a deadly shooting this morning. It happened on Southwest 69th Street shortly after 6 a.m. Deputies say they received calls from neighbors saying they heard gunshots. When deputies arrived, they found a man dead in his car. The investigation is ongoing, and ASO officials urge you to call them if you know anything about the shooting. The recent Gainesville visit from a member of the Kardashian-Jenner family is raising concerns about college students and drinking.
WUFT's Roches is live in the studio, and Kendall Jenner's promo tour is being met with some apprehension.
Celebrity model Kendall Jenner visited Gainesville last night promoting her tequila brand 818. Her promotion tour has sparked some controversy as the CDC says the prevalence of binge drinking on college campuses increases. Jenner's tequila brand has been touring college campuses since October before making her way down to our area.
Crowds of students gathered screaming her name. Celebrity model Kendall Jenner stopped by the Gator beverage store, the Social at Midtown, and ended the night at the Swamp restaurant. She was seen pouring drinks at 2 of the bars and taking shots of tequila with students. UF Nightlife Navigators, an organization that takes initiative to create safer nightlife on campus, had mixed feelings about the pop-up event.
And I think it would have been really cool if we had further notice ahead and we were able to do something like bring our exec team out to Midtown, be able to walk people across the street at night.
A 2021 report from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration says 49.3% of college students drank alcohol over the course of a month. 27.4% of those students reported binge drinking in that same time frame. While UF Nightlife Navigators don't directly condemn Jenner for promoting alcohol, they want to be sure that any promotion of alcohol use is coupled with safe drinking resources.
Drinking is not going to go away, and it's going to continually be a problem. But we can make that safer, and we can make sure students are on campus, and if they're drinking safely.
Jenner's visit sparked other concerns involving the county's newly passed open container law. The Social Gainesville falls within the district where open containers are permitted. Live in studio, Roches, WUFT News.
An Ocala man is being held without bond for possession of child pornography. Marion County Sheriff's deputies started investigating 64-year-old Richard Campbell after they say he uploaded explicit sexual material to his personal device. Campbell had 2 laptops, one of which stored this explicit content. Campbell initially told investigators this device was secondhand and came with the files and that he tried to delete them. He later admitted to searching for such content for years. Campbell is being charged with 21 counts of possession of child pornography.
Smoke has been filling the air this week, and prescribed burns across the state are continuing today. St. Johns River water management officials are conducting a 60-acre prescribed burn at Loch Lusa Wildlife Conservation Area in Alachua County. It'll cover the north portion of the property along Fish Camp Road. Crews hold these burns to preserve ecosystems and prevent more destructive wildfires. District officials say they're ensuring wind and other conditions are manageable and will try to lessen the impact on residents. North Central Florida residents can sigh in relief. That smoke which loomed over Gainesville yesterday has cleared. But things are also heating up this week, and it's not just from the flames. WFT's AG Cornell will tell us how long these warmer conditions are expected to last.
Yes, so we're looking at a warming trend that's going to continue through this weekend. Yesterday, we saw a lot of smoke here in Gainesville from a controlled burn up here in Clay County, but today that's changing as the wind is coming from the east-southeast, pushing that smoke up northwest. Now, right now, if we take a look at our campus cam, we can see sunny temperatures and temperatures in the mid-70s. Across north central Florida, we've got temperatures staying in those mid-70s. When we come up next, we're going to take a look at our warm weekend, storms Monday, and a hurricane checklist in just a few minutes.
And AG, this week is Severe Storm Awareness Week, actually, and WFT's Juan Chaoui is here to tell us how you can prepare in the event of severe flooding.
Severe weather is common in Florida where we can experience strong storms year-round. It's important to know just how dangerous flooding is and the resources available online to help you.
Floods like the one that happened over the weekend in California are examples of why learning how floods work and what to do in case of a flood is important. University of Florida meteorologist William Maxim explains how the geographical shape of Florida plays a part in the state's flooding problems.
Florida is flat and we get a lot of rain, and even a weak tropical system can be like a tremendous rain producer. And not everybody thinks about that when they see Category 5, 1, 2, 3, but flooding can be devastating from just a tropical storm.
Maxim goes on to say one of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating the water.
People don't realize the power of the water and how easily they get trapped on roads. You know, you would think Florida is flat. Well, you can drive around a flooded roadway. Well, most of the time you can't.
The Florida Division of Emergency Management provides this map of the state that shows the zones that are more prone to flooding. This map is available on their website at floridadisaster.org/knowyourzone.
It's important to remember that you never know how deep flooding water may be or what lies underneath the surface. There can be danger in the water, like power lines. Florida emergency officials are urging people to stay informed and stay safe. Live in the studio, Juan Chaoui, WUFT News.
A Gainesville man is rejecting the state's plea deal after being accused of stalking and burglary. Gainesville police officers arrested 36-year-old Troy Baker Robinson back in September for loitering in a vacant apartment and stalking a UF student. He's charged with battery and assault, stalking, and burglary. State officials offered Robinson a plea deal of 3 years in prison with 3 years probation, which he denied. Robinson could be facing a life sentence if convicted at a hearing that's currently set for March.
Levy County residents are stuck in the mud after city officials approved a sand mine right next to the community. Residents worry the 1,100-acre sand mine will pollute the environment and harm businesses in the area. Experts say it could even lead UF's Rosemary Hill Observatory to shut down. They say the work could pollute water in local wells and the aquifer. The mine could also bring sound and air pollution, as well as traffic from work trucks coming and going. Locals say they're fighting back against this approval, reaching out to the landowners of the mine directly.
And in Marion County, 3 new schools are in the pipeline. A spokesman for the school district said the new schools will help handle overpopulation from new housing on developed farmland. The new high school will serve up to 2,000 students and will open in August 2027 near southern Marion Oaks. The elementary schools will host approximately 700 to 800 students each and are expected to open in August of 2025.
Ocala homeowners, you might save a little on your power bill soon. Ocala City Council members approved a set of cost adjustments that will result in an approximate 8% decrease in monthly bills starting in March. That's roughly $15 reduction, but the council says the exact decrease will depend on individual energy consumption. Commercial and industrial customers will be getting a similar monthly drop.
And Supreme Court justices are weighing whether to allow state officials to pull former President Trump from the 2024 ballot. We'll hear where the justices stand on the case, but that's when First at 5 returns. Stay
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
The Supreme Court is hearing oral arguments that could determine whether former President Trump can run again for office, Caitlyn, or even hold office again.
This stems from the Colorado Supreme Court's decision to ban the former president from the state's presidential primary ballot. The Colorado court ruled the former president violated the Constitution's 14th Amendment on grounds he engaged in insurrection in trying to overturn the 2020 election. It led to the January 6th Capitol attack, and both conservative and liberal justices voiced concerns about allowing individual states to decide who is an insurrectionist. The Trump legal team argues he did not participate in the storming of the Capitol and that it did not qualify as an attempt to overthrow the government.
It's unfortunate that we have to go through a thing like that. I consider it to be more election interference.
The justices questioned whether Congress should enact a national standard before states can invoke a provision of the Constitution's 14th Amendment. It was adopted after the Civil War to prevent people who engaged in insurrection from holding office. The Supreme Court is hearing the Colorado case on an expedited schedule, and a ruling is expected within weeks.
After roughly 3 hours of competition, Alachua County found its top speller. Homeschool student Cooper Campen came out on top of this year's Alachua County School District Spelling Bee. Campen and runner-up Lincoln Middle School student Edwin Gao went head-to-head at Idlewild Elementary Wednesday for 3 rounds. They ended the competition in the 10th round on the word rosorial. I don't blame you. Campen was the only homeschooled student to compete in the spelling bee. ACPS teacher Dawn Fitzpatrick believes the spelling bee is great for both students and their teachers.
It's a great opportunity for us to celebrate Alachua County students and their academic accomplishments, and to recognize the teachers and the administrators supporting all of our students. The students who succeed in this get really into it.
Campen is now headed to Jacksonville to represent Alachua County at the regional spelling bee, and if he wins that, he'll advance to the national script spelling bee in Washington, D.C.
Law enforcement officials across north central Florida are warning about a scam after the recent hailstorms. Officials say scammers will call homes about a free roof inspection and come back saying a roof is damaged and needs repairing. Scammers will offer low rates after the storm and lie about the extent of the damage. In some cases, the scammers will even actually do the work, but not well, and will leave town once getting payment. Florida law enforcement recommends you get more than one estimate, do your research, and don't pay in cash. Call your insurance company to make a claim for roof damage.
It's Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today we're talking about hurricanes and what you should have on your checklist in just a few minutes.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
It's Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today we're talking about hurricanes and what you might want to have on your hurricane checklist. So you definitely want to make sure that you have all the important documents, your driver's license, social security, birth certificates. You also want to make sure you've got your insurance information, contact information for family, and those really important photos and memorabilia that you can't miss. You also want to make sure you have matches, lighters, and all sorts of little survival stuffs, pocket knives, that sort of stuff. Make sure that you've got enough clothes. You might be surprised how long you can go without being able to launder your clothes, and make sure you've got some waterproof shoes if you have to walk through some puddles from the storms. You want to make sure you've got your prescription medicines and also some boards and games in case you have to wait a little bit for a while for power to come back. So right now we're staying pretty clear and pretty dry over here in north central Florida. Our precipitation is up above us. As we go into the rest of the week, our high pressure systems is going to be heading out, and heading in its place is yet another winter storm. We're going to stay dry through Saturday and Sunday, so if you're heading out, you should be pretty much in the clear. But as we get into Monday morning, we're going to start to see some rain that's going to head towards our area. As we go through the rest of the evening, we'll drop down temperatures just a little bit, staying pretty mild overnight. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and have our high temperatures a little bit warmer than today. 75 degrees in Gainesville, 74 over there in Cross City. as we get into this weekend, we're going to stay nice and dry and very sunny. We can see that we've got temperatures in the 80s on Sunday. Beautiful day outside Saturday and Sunday. Monday, we're going to go ahead and drop down with that cold front that's coming through on Monday and those storms, 60% chance of rain. Tuesday is going to be our coldest day in the week, but we'll even out on Wednesday and Thursday for a great start to next weekend.
Coming up next on WUFT News, Florida Gator women's basketball looks for a rebound of their own tonight in the O'Connell Center. What the Gators need against Arkansas tonight, along with a lot of SEC preseason honors for Gators basketball and baseball coming up next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back into a busy day on the court. I'm Jesse Simmons. Following its second worst loss in high school history, Gators women's basketball looks to bounce back tonight at 6 in the O'Connell Center against Arkansas after losing a dreadful 40 points to LSU on Sunday. The 11-9 Gators are 14-4 all-time against Arkansas in Gainesville, but the Razorbacks are 17-4 on the season and 5-4 in the SEC. And this could bring a tough challenge for the 2-6 Gators in SEC play. Leilani Correa and Aaliyah Matharu have been the flame to the fire for the Florida Gators when they get hot. But will it be enough? Arkansas forward Miriam Dowda ranks first in the conference in blocks, and Michaela Daniels is in the top 10 in the conference in steals, while Sailor Poffengarger is tied in the SEC for most blocks per game with 12, ranking her in second and first in all of Division I. Shifting to high school girls hoops, district playoff games continued on Wednesday with some teams facing off. The Countryside Christian Minutemen and St. Francis Catholic Wolves got after it in a neutral site game in round 2 of the district playoff. With a tight lead for the Minutemen at the half, 14-13, Samantha Keith would take control for the Minutemen in the third quarter, stretching the lead 27-21. From there, it was all Countryside as they held St. Francis scoreless in the final quarter to close it out 37-22. Countryside heads to the championship on Friday. Countryside would stick around to find out their opponent right after their game, as Oak Hall and St. John Lutheran fought for their spot in Friday's game. A rather sloppy start on both sides resulted in just a 12-8 Oak Hall lead at half. The Eagles had a start of their own, emerged in senior Sri Lanka Richardson, who took over in the second half with 3 consecutive layups, offers 2 steals and one to help Oak Hall win 34-14 over the Saints and claim their spot in Friday's championship. Head coach Barry Hutchinson spoke on Richardson's success and what's working for the Eagles.
When she's on her game, I think she's probably one of the quickest guards in the area, I think. We do a lot of stuff together, the kids and me and my assistant coach. We're just trying to teach that unity and sticking together.
Baseball season is just around the corner. Gators baseball may have finished as a national runner-up in 2023, but a reload this offseason is garnering just as much attention for a possible championship run in 2024. Everyone knows the impact Jack Caglione made last year, leading the nation with 33 homers at the plate and delivering a 7-4 record with a sub-4 ERA, earning him a unique preseason honor this year. The SEC preseason coaches poll gave Caglione 2 team honors this morning. The two-way star Caglione, who attracts Shohei Ohtani comparisons for his overpowering velocity on the mound and consistent barrel at the plate, earned him first team as a first baseman and also second team honors as a pitcher. The only player to earn 2 preseason nods in different positions this year and quite possibly ever in the SEC. Along with 3 other Gators across the infield, Florida boasts a league-high 4 players to earn first team preseason All-SEC honors. Second baseman Cade Curlin, shortstop Colby Shelton, and reliever Brandon Neely round out the honorees. Florida is picked to win the East in its final year, collecting 11 first-place votes. Florida was not picked to win the SEC overall. Arkansas received 9 first-place votes, while LSU got 3 and Florida just 2. On the boys' side for district playoffs, here's a few key matchups for the in the area tonight. Powerhouse PK Young is taking on Bradford in 3A district semifinal, and Buholtz takes on Mosley in the 6A district semis as well. One final note, Gators softball kicks off its 2024 season at the USF Rawlings Invitational against Oregon State tomorrow at 5:30 in Tampa.
Yeah, and if you are making that trek to Tampa, it sounds like the weather is going to be pretty good this weekend, AG.
Oh yeah, the weather is going to be wonderful. On both Saturday and Sunday, we have temperatures up in the high 70s, 76 degrees on Saturday, 80 degrees on Sunday, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful, partly cloudy day for both days.
Thank you all for tuning in. That's all the time we have for tonight. BBC News America is next, and PBS NewsHour is up at 7. Good night.
But remember, your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a great night.